Yeah. We don't have a title for this one. We're going off book because I got this text from Sean, the Looney Tunes Critic video wrangler. Hey, you know how you're the single source online of the fact that Chuck was booted from the lot for disparaging Space Jam? I swear to you people, that's exactly how Sean wrote this. And it is kind of how Sean talks. If you're used to hearing him on the commentaries, he does preempt stuff with a lot of it. And I suppose humbly, I said, I did say allegedly, yes. Well, it made it onto Wait, Don't Tell Me this week as the answer to a trivia question, with a lead-in that Chuck would greatly approve of. And he does indeed say Chuck Jones. Because, by the way, for people that don't know, Wait, Don't Tell Me is a show on NPR, the National Public Radio. And it's a really great live game show with guests every week. And this week's was Tierra Fletcher. Fletcher, I'm thinking of Fletcher. And he says the quote is, Chuck Jones was the original inventor of the Looney Tunes, including Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. And yeah, if you've been watching our the Table Reads podcast where we did the Termite Terrace script that Joe Dante was developing, it's very revisionist history from Chuck Jones's point of view. So yeah, Sean's right. Chuck would greatly, in a weird way, would have liked to have been thought of as the creator of all the characters. But anyway, here is the clip from this week's episode of Wait, Don't Tell Me.
There is a VHS copy of that movie. North Korea is weird. All right, your next question. Chuck Jones was the original creator of Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, all the rest. He was invited to make a speech to the filmmakers who were making Space Jam, which used all his characters. What happened? A, he challenged Michael Jordan to a game of one-on-one and lost 108-0. B, he announced that Porky Pig had been cured of his stutter and therefore would be speaking perfectly from now on. Or C, he insulted the film with such vigor he had to be escorted off the Warner Brothers lot.
I'm gonna go with C.
You're right, C. Chuck Jones. Yeah. Chuck Jones, who is of course a genius, hated the movie, thought it disrespected his characters and made his feelings known, and he had to be escorted off the lot.
Wow.
Yeah. Last question. LeBron James is producing a sequel to Space Jam starring...
Okay, so we'll stop there. But yes, I would agree with that assessment, by the way, that Chuck is a genius. A humble genius, no. But what we're referencing here, for those that don't know, those that might be new to the channel, we see here Porky is for the first time noticing that he's not wearing any pants. It's like, how long has no one told me? But seriously, this is from the Space Jam Stinks review, which is the very first review that I did, the very first anything I did as Looney Tunes critic. And in it, I talked to, I relay this story. I'll just play it here real quick.
I wet myself.
But that's not the most egregious thing. So, Chuck Jones was asked by Warner Brothers to speak at a dinner that happened, I don't know if it was after Space Jam had come out or if it was after the Hair Jordan ads had come out, but one of those two things triggered this dinner that they were going to have with all the executives and lawyers and people on staff that were involved, and they were going to have it on the animation lot, the Warner Brothers animation lot. So it was, even though the earlier cartoons weren't made there, all the cartoons post 1946 or 1948, I can't remember. I think it's 1948, but I'm not sure. But all those cartoons post that time were made at the Burbank lot, and incidentally, at the same location where they were having this dinner. And they asked Chuck to come up and give a speech and say a few words. And as we know, he's honest, but he was classy. And he said that this is not the kind of, the kind of thing that they would have wanted to do back in the day and what we used to do. And the thing is, he not only didn't get to finish his speech, he didn't get to finish his dinner. Right in the middle of the speech, Warner Brothers security comes up on either shoulder and escorts him off the lot. They escort him off the same fucking lot that built the legacy that they are pissing all over. And they don't care. Get out of here. They disgraced a legend. Why? To sell basketball shoes.
Cool shoes.
Yeah, they and the other thing that we mentioned earlier in this review is that Sean and I came to know Chuck because of this crazy man right here, the great Mike Peters. At the time, Mike was and his whole family were living in Sarasota, Florida, which so were we. And he knew Chuck. And so after we got off the phone, meeting Chuck, we heard this story about him getting escorted off the lot. And after that, Sean and I really spent a lot of time trying to find, stories and about this having happened. And we eventually learned that it became buried. And as soon as I got the option to do the Space Jam review and then do Looney Tunes Critic, I was like, I'm letting the world know, man. I'm leaking that story. And there's been Reddits and subreddits and stuff like this, but maybe people credit me, maybe they don't. I don't care. But it is nice to know that story is finally out there in the ether. And so that's going to do it for this back-patting episode of this quickie of Looney Tunes Critic, the self-important Looney Tunes Critic. Apparently, be sure to give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and do all that other good stuff. Thank you. That's all, folks.